Will future historians view this as the defining image of Donald Trump's re-election campaign? Defiantly removing his mask on the steps of the White House, the nation's most high-profile coronavirus patient. Determined to show he'd conquered the virus, he appealed to the public to move on to more important issues.
Don't let it dominate. Don't let it take over your lives. Don't let that happen. We have the greatest country in the world. We're going back to work.
But COVID-19 is still dominating. Scenes like this are now seared into the consciousness of Americans, 2/3 of whom disapprove of the way the president has dealt with the pandemic. And that makes for fertile campaign territory for the Democratic challenger, who always keeps his mask on in public.
I think it's a tragedy that the president deals with COVID like it is something not to be worried about. When already 210,000 people have died, I think it's a travesty.
If it wasn't for coronavirus, Trump would have been able to fight this election on his own terms, making it a referendum on his stewardship of the economy and his stance on law and order. He could still win, of course. The opinion polls were wrong 4 years ago. They might be wrong again. What is clear, however, is that the pandemic has completely transformed the political landscape.
There is no precedent for this in American national elections. This is an absolutely unique situation. It's just amazing when you think about it that wearing a mask has become a political issue in the United States, and you can pretty much determine based on people's opinions about mask wearing, whether they are a Trump voter or a Biden voter. But that's just the extent to which the whole coronavirus spread has become a politically charged issue in the United States.
But the economic fallout from the pandemic isn't discriminating between Republicans and Democrats. Millions of Americans from all walks of life are out of work. Voters will have to decide if their president is responsible for the severity of the crisis and whether or not they see him as the man best suited to lead them out of it. John Brain, TRT World, Washington.